you're an A-level student and you've got an iPad but you're wondering what the best way to use it is to take notes, don't worry, I've got you. This is exactly how I took my notes on my iPad during my A-levels. At the start of year 12 I was trying a couple different apps, but the best one that I found that works for all my subjects was GoodNotes. I did try using Notion, Google Docs, Word, but I just found this one was the best for me. I took English, geography and psychology and it worked for all 3 subjects. So I'll start off with how I used it for geography. Basically what I would do is I would make a folder for each subject, so this one was geography, and then I would make a notebook within each folder for each topic. So let's take coastal landforms for example. When I started off writing, my notes looked like this. There's a couple different formats you can use, so I used I think it's called the Cornell style, and I would put the key idea at the top and then like all of the different information that I was taking notes on the rest of the page. I like drawing because I could also add in my own little diagrams. If you're trying to understand processes for scientific subjects, that can be really helpful. Also, iPads are obviously connected to your phone, so sometimes I would take a photo of the board and then insert it into my document so that I could annotate the picture and help my notes more. Sometimes if I had a sheet of paper, I would just take a photo of it and complete it in GoodNotes, just because then all my notes were in one place. Sometimes I did end up using my iPad instead of a folder or something. A lot of people use binders, and I do have a lot of binders for my subjects, but iPad was what I used the most for everything. And then once I figured out that you can type, which was really a game changer, my notes looked like this, and I just liked that you could color code them, still insert everything, and it was just really, really good. Something else about GoodNotes is you can download past papers into the app so that you can complete them on the app, and it just made life a lot easier for that as well. That was especially useful for English. For my poetry, I analysed most of it in GoodNotes, and that was good because it gave you more space around. You could zoom in and out, make your text bigger or smaller. Just really, really helpful, and there was a lot more space on my screen than there was in the book to analyse. I didn't do this too much on GoodNotes, but I know you can also make flashcards on here. I mainly use the app Gizmo. For English, I used that just to kind of memorise critical quotes and things like that I needed for the exams. I also used that for geography as well, and I was using that for all of my GCSEs. It's a really good app to use. And then for psychology, I took all my notes on my iPad as well. I had a folder per topic, and I would just take all my notes in here, just like that. Other apps that I used for revision, I used Freeform to make mind maps for revision. As I said before, I used Gizmo. I did sometimes use Word, especially if my teachers asked for something to be typed out, because it is a little bit easier to send over on email. And then my school used Teams quite a lot, so I ended up using Teams as well. Obviously I did take some physical notes, but it's a bit harder to kind of show that on here. But yeah, that is mainly how I used my iPad to take my notes at A-level. If you have any questions, let me know. I have had quite a few DMs on how I structured my English essays, and I can do a video of that if you want me to. But I know a lot of you found my English annotations video useful, so I thought I would make this just to help you out. But yeah, I'm uploading a video on my YouTube tonight about the annotating English books, so if you want to check that out, please do. Yeah, that's it. See you later, guys.